Hello, this is BeeKay speaking. Today I want to present you the new romantic railroad package, class 95, in an overview and tutorial to how to handle the locos. What's in the package? It's 5 locos. Here we see the first, the green one from the early epoch, 1920. Then in grey photo livery as it left the works, and a coal version in black, a coal version rusty, and an oil burning version in black. Additionally, 6 wagons, stake wagons with different loadings are all in the pack. Here we see again the whole train passing us. Let's have a look at driving it, and we have of course the quick drive functionality. We check for the oil loco. We have 3 different kinds, the normal one, the expert one, and the simple one, and we are looking now for an expert version with 12 stake wagons and the helper loco. So we go to Hamburg, Hanover, and here we are in Hamburg, ready to run the train. But it's not our aim to show you here the quick drive functionality, but the standard scenarios which are delivered with the game. Standard, we check, and then we have coal expert winter, and we drive now the expert oil version in summertime. Hello, you have now switching service in the harbor, but first you have to refill the loco in the little maintenance facilities behind you. So we go backwards to reach the maintenance facilities because the loco is empty. All the dials and all the instruments in the cab view I explain later. In this version I only want to show you now what we can do in the scenarios. So here we have the oil burner, just a short oil burning switch, and we close again the observation hole. So now we reach the maintenance facilities with water cranes, oil cranes, and a loco shed. I'll show you in detail. First we take some water. Here we are with the key T, or clicking on the water crane you can fill it. So that was a good hit. By the way, opening the hatches is with the key Z or Z. So now we enter the loco shed, just to show you that the doors are opening when the loco is approaching. Here they are fully open now, and we can enter our loco in the tiny shed. Inside and outside there are animated figures doing some work. So now the loco is in the shed. You see the worker hammering, and next step will be to go to the oil crane to fill the loco with the needed oil. Opening the hatch with Z and pressing T or click on the device and the oil filler, and there you see the level of oil coming up until it's filled, and then it stops the filling again. Next step will be filling sand in the sand dome for breaking sand. Key Z or Z will open it, and then click on it, or T, to fill sand in the sand dome. So it's done. We have a little check of the sander and it sands the wheels. Okay, now we switch on the generator. It's the key Y and the bell, of course, with the B key. We need the bell in the harbor area quite often. Feel free to use it. So now we couple to the empty stake wagons and we need to load them in the appropriate areas. We close the roof. It's the key U. Switch on the instrument slide. Switch on the generator, and so we can switch on the interior light as well. So let's move the stake wagons to the factory and to the forwarding company to get it loaded. First we have to set the switches to the appropriate areas. Here we see a loading gauge closing on approaching, and we are getting to the forwarding company Kopania to get the stake wagons loaded. Click on it, or key T as you know, and the first box or wagon will be taken over. Now we take the train to the factory, which is just right the corner. Here we are. The loading crane is ready, and there are more stake wagons we can load. So the first box or chest is going over to the wagon. The next one, a smaller one. There are different loads, and here we have a tube loaded on the wagon. So now the next scenario is in winter time. We take the coal version of the loco. It's very cold today, and the stake wagons have to be brought down to the harbor. So off we go. You see there's a normal fire and coal shoveling. We set the reverser to forward and off we go. All the instruments and levers I will explain in another scenario. Don't get too fast. You have to stop the train now because you have to couple to the other end of the train to push the wagons into the appropriate areas. So we have to pass the train to set our loco to the backside of these trains. First we decouple the loco. And then we have to set all the switches manually, because in the harbor area of this Hamburg route is with manual switches. So it's set to pass the train, and we can move backwards now to pass our train. At the right side you see a little coaling device, or even two coaling devices, a small one in front and a digger coaling in the back, and I will show you these later on. So let's pass our train to push it to the needed areas. the tubes and the small chest have to go to the factory, and the Copania wagons have to go to the forwarder. So there are continuous instructions during the gameplay. Here it's in German, but in your scenario it's in English as well. Now you have to couple the wagons and push it first to the factory and then to the forwarding company. This we will do. We switch, of course, the manual switches again and set the last switch to the factory. Sorry. So now we couple and push the train. It's not a scenario of long distances, but there's a lot to do, and I hope you enjoy switching trains. And so we reached the factory area, and now we have to unload the box and the tubes. All the animated equipment is delivered in the pack, so you can easily build your own scenarios with it. So last thing to do is to unload this tube. We click on the crane or press T, and it moves and gets the tubes and unloads the wagon. Okay, we leave the wagons here and take only the two to the forwarding company. Oh, the boiler pressure is quite high. We don't charge the loco with a lot of load, so now set the switch to the forwarding company. By the way, Copania is still in business, an old company from Berlin, still active today, but I've set it to earlier epochs. So here we are, the crane, and first we unload the chest, get the box and put it over. The first stake wagon is empty, and the second we will do the same. So next thing to do, oh, by the way, with the key V you can open the windows. There are no wipers, so you have to open the window. We have to go back to the harbor, to the main station above the harbor to end the scenario, if nothing happens special. Oh, stop, the loco is empty, and please go back to have it loaded with a digger or with a small coaling crane. And you should take water as well before you go to your rest track. So we stop it and go forward again down to the harbor. We set the switch to the maintenance area, the small maintenance area with the digger and the small coaling. Here we are at the small coaling device. We click on it and it moves the coal to the loco. So next thing, we can have a little check on the smoke box. We open the smoke box. You can open the smoke box on all coal-fired locos, not on the oil-fired, because the oil-fired loco doesn't need it. There are no ashes. So we close it again, and I show you the digger as well in coaling. As I said, it's all in the pack. So hopefully we have the right place. Yes, looks good. And there we get a little more coal. Before we can go up to the main station and rest the loco. So this is more or less all from part 1. More information on detailed information in part 2. Thank you for listening.